Hey, welcome to the Impact and Influence Author Show. I'm so happy to have you here, guys. You know, this is a great show. And especially if you're out there, you're an aspiring author, you're a seasoned author, or you're just a person who loves to read or support the arts, this show is for you. We're here to give a voice to other authors so that you can know about these amazing books that these people produce. And I'm excited because I have a great author here with me today. As a matter of fact, she's featured in the conference, the 2021 Impact and Influence Authors Conference that's coming up later in the year in March, the end of March. But we're going to tell you about that in a little bit. But first of all, let me welcome my wonderful guest. Her name is Jae Honey. Hi, Jae. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Rhonda. Thank you for having me.
No problem. It's my pleasure. Well, Jae, let's start off by telling our viewers a little bit about who Jae is. Who is Jae Honey?
Jae Honey. Okay. Jae Honey. I am who am I? I'm a mother. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother.
Okay, now you guys have to agree with me. Now, come on, does that look like a grandmother? Okay, I thought she was about 22 years old. And she can't be a grandmother that young, so. You still got it going on.
Right. So I am a mother that lost a child. I lost my oldest daughter. She was 18 years old. But I'm a compassionate person. I like to help people. I just have a big heart when it comes to mainly people, but just children more so. I used to be a little bit more active than I am right now, but since I lost my daughter, I'm still trying to learn who I am as a person. But the most part of me is I have the biggest heart that I feel is the core of me.
Awesome. I love that. That's beautiful. And I have to agree. I know a little bit about her, and I know that she does have a heart of gold and the biggest heart, always reaching out to make a difference. I know that she's helped children that were homeless. She's helped people that, might have been on the street with nowhere to go or nothing to eat. I mean, this woman opens up her heart and she makes a difference for people. And you guys, if you follow me on this show and on my other show, Real Talk with Ron tonight, I'm all about us being a community of people that make a difference for other people. As a matter of fact, Impact and Influence is the whole, I would say, Authors Association is really built on the fact that we believe in producing work that will impact and influence people's lives for positive change. And let me tell you, Jae is one of those authors who does just that. So now, as you heard, I heard you say you lost your daughter. So the title of your book, does it have anything to do with the loss of your daughter? And tell them what the title means, if you'll share that with us, please.
Yes, ma'am. Sure. The title of my book is called 6 Minutes of Freedom. And what that consists of is my daughter was at the time, the first time she asked me, can she go skydiving? She was actually 8 years old.
Okay.
And at the time, she was too young to go skydiving. So 8 years later, she asked me again. She asked me when she was 16.
Okay. She was determined, huh? That was her vision.
Yes. And so my true words were, Stink, because that's what I used to call her. I don't know if I really want you to do it at 16, how about you wait until you're 18? Well, in the process, I did call and I asked them, and they said that she had to be 18 to sign the waiver.
Okay.
So we were gonna go. So 2 years later, she was 18, and she was actually murdered in April. So we were going to go skydiving in like May or June, because it would have been a nice time to do it, because the degree in the air is 30 minutes. Not 30 minutes, I'm sorry, 30-degree difference.
Okay.
So coming down and going up, it would have made a big, big difference had we did it any other time, because it would have been cold.
Yes, nobody wants to do it then.
But unfortunately, she didn't make it. And so that was my push. It was as a mother, we want to do things for our children. And being that she was not here anymore, I still felt that it was my job to still do what I was supposed to do for my daughter. So I took the leap and I jumped out of the plane.
You literally actually jumped out. Were you afraid? Because like I'm a daredevil, but I don't think I could do that whole jump out of the plane thing.
Yeah,
Were you afraid?
no, I was not. I was not fearful. Not even putting on the gear.
Wow.
My youngest daughter was with me, and she was like, "Oh, do you think you really want to do this?" And I'm like, "I do. I want to do it because I was granting the wish. I felt I was granting the wish of my daughter." So I actually went and put the gear on, and they were like, "Are you okay? You're not afraid?" I'm like, "No, I was. I was not afraid."
Well, I think, honestly, I think that maybe your daughter was right there giving you that sense of peace because you were actually bringing her dream and her vision to life with something
Exactly.
she always wanted to do from a little girl. I mean, that is a beautiful thing. I think that's like one of the best gifts you can give to your child, even though she's not here anymore, but you did this beautiful thing for her. So when you were in the air and as you were getting ready to jump out of that plane, and after you jumped out of the plane, what were you feeling? What was going on inside of you?
So what was really going on inside of me was absolutely focused when I got in the plane. It was just thought. I was just thinking about my daughter.
Okay.
I was really like in my head. I was talking to her. And I was just only thing that I was saying to her was, I love you. I love
Wow,
you.
that's beautiful. Beautiful,
And so
beautiful.
when it was time to jump, my thought was, okay, I'm doing this for her. I'm doing this for you, you know. So when I actually jumped, I felt peace.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I felt peace.
Mhm.
And it was the type of peace that the only way I can explain it is that it was me and her in the air.
Wow.
And so at that time, I began to open up my pouch and scatter some of her ashes out. And
Wow.
so I scattered some of her ashes, and it was just me and her. And I actually did a video, and I was talking on the video, and I was just telling her, like, baby, this is for you. You know, you are free, you were a free spirit. And so I just want to continue to spread your love around this world. And so it was 6 minutes of not having to worry about my other children, not not having to worry about the stresses that I were already dealing with. So it was 6 minutes of not even just thinking the normal things that we do on a daily basis. Get up, brush my teeth, wash my face. You know, it was 6 minutes of just peace. It was just me and her in the air, and that's all it was. And
Mhm.
it was a calming for me because I hadn't had that since I lost my daughter.
Wow. That is
Yes.
absolutely a beautiful story. And just amazing story that even just feeling that peace. And to me, like I love the sky and I love the clouds. So, I mean, that part I do love. And I love flying and just looking at the sky. To me, I just find my peace when I look up. I'm always saying, God, show me your glory. And he'll show me somewhere in the sky that's just so amazing and beautiful. And I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you. So I understand that peace from that perspective. But to be in the sky diving down and bringing your daughter's vision of what she wanted to do to life and having that peace in that moment where it was just you and her and you didn't have to worry about anything else. That is just an amazing, beautiful story. So you turn that into a book called 6 Minutes of Freedom, 6 Minutes of Freedom, Surviving the Loss of a Child. So in your book, what do I know, I'm sure you talk about what happened in the story and everything like that. And you also deal with what you felt and went through during that time too, correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay. So let me ask you, what motivated you to start writing? Was it something you always wanted to do? Did you have a desire to write before you wrote this book and before the tragedy happened with your daughter?
You know, the funny thing about that, Rhonda, I
Mhm.
had made a vision board for 2020. And one of the things that I wanted to do was write a book. Uh,
Okay.
I never thought that it would be this book, but I did want to write a book, and that was one of my goals. And I was horrible at English. Math was my thing.
Okay. We're opposite on that one.
Right. I was horrible at writing. I could not write. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I just couldn't see myself like passing writing. But unfortunately, I did it, but it wasn't my best. It wasn't my best subject.
Okay.
So when I lost my daughter, my cousin, she is a very, very big star in how the book got written. She came to me and she said, cousin, write. And I was like, in the state of mind that I was in, I'm like, okay, it didn't, register at that time. And every time she talked to me, she would say, right. And it had got to a point where I was like, she's about to get cussed out. Like,
if she said that one more time,
she said it one more time, I was just gonna like just blow over, and I was like, she tell me to write one more time. And then I got like, she didn't ask me again. Okay. So I got in my head that I was already gonna go off on her if she asked me again. Because I'm like, if she asks me again, I'm going to say, you know what? Like, I'm dealing with my grief. I'm dealing with the loss of my child. How do you expect for me to write a book or just write anything? It's the last thing on my mind. So it took a couple of months. It took a couple of months before I actually began to write. And when I did begin to write, I went into my daughter's room, and I was in her room, and I was crying, and I came out of her room, and there was a notebook on my table, and it didn't dawn on me like, the notebook. But I asked my daughter, I was like, is this your notebook? And she was like, no. I asked my son, I'm like, is this your notebook? He was like, no. I was like, well, somebody put the doggone notebook here. It didn't just appear, And so, but honest to God, it really did just appear. Because
that's God just saying, I need you to write. Here's a notebook, no excuses.
Right.
You knew you were going to go off with your cousin if she said it again. So he's like, okay, I'm going to have to intervene. Right. Let me just put a notebook on the table for her.
Exactly. And so one day I sat down and I started writing. And I started writing the stupidest things, Rhonda. I was like, the tree has leaves on it, I didn't even know what to write, And then I just asked God to help me. I just said, God, I don't know what I need to write about or what I can write about because my mind is not here. But just help me. So it started off with stupid things, and then it ended up with one day I was writing, and I was like, I'm just write for 30 minutes. I'm just write for an hour. Then I'm gonna write for 2 hours. And I looked up, and I was going to places in the car, and I'm like writing down what was in my head. I'm writing down on envelopes, on pieces of paper, And before I knew it, I had a page over here, and then I had a whole notebook.
That is amazing. That is awesome. I love that story. And you know what? That is crazy. That's how God will do you. And the young lady you guys hear that was not going to write, she was like, I am not writing. She was going through some things, dealing with grief. But then when she wrote, it was like a release. She started writing everywhere, writing, and just getting the words to her book. So with this being an author show, these are interesting facts because people ask me all the time, how do you know where to start when you're writing? So I always say, just like Jay did, you start right there from where you are, whatever's in your mind. First thing, her mind wasn't making too much sense, but as she went on, a lot of wonderful creative thoughts came to the vision of what needed to be in her book. So that's the same thing. If you aspire to write, just start writing.
Yeah.
And then you can move things around and place them where you want in that book. Maybe you're making a couple of books and you got something, oh yeah, that'll be good for the sequel or whatever, but just start writing. So let me ask you, Jay, when you started writing, what did you feel while you were writing? It's a twofold question. What did you feel while you were writing? And then what did you feel after you finished the whole book and you were done with the writing?
Okay. What I felt when I was writing this book, I felt like I wanted the world to know who my child was. I felt that a heart felt for this book because every page that I began to write was tearful. And I literally wrote this book with tears every single day, you know. And so it was more, I felt more of a relief that it was coming out. It was coming out through physical, you know, me crying, and it was coming out through me writing. And so I felt like it was a comfort for me that I couldn't wait to just go home and write, you know. And it became a passion for me to write and put my story out. And I told my daughter, and I tell her every day, the world is going to know who you are through me.
That is so true. I love it.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
That was my inspiration, letting people know who my child was. And when I got done with the book, I didn't feel like, done with that. You know, I felt like the only thing I felt it was God's presence.
Wow. That's beautiful.
And I felt that it was a needed act. It was a needed act because I want my book to help someone. It doesn't necessarily have to be a grieving mother or father. I want it to help someone. And so I said, even if I sell 1 million copies or however many I sell, if it helps one, to me, that's 1 million.
Yes. Yes. I love it. And that is so beautiful. So speaking to people out there that may be going through things in life, and a lot of times you were a guest with me on Real Talk Around the Night yesterday, and we were talking on another level about some other things. But one of the key things I know we talked about is when you're going through things. Now, as a survivor myself, and you being a surviving parent, we know that when you're going through things, you need a release. So even for you, as you were writing and tears coming down and you're writing at the same time, it was a release, as you were saying, that is more, I think it's part of the healing process. Would you agree?
Yes, ma'am. I definitely would agree with that.
So I think that for those who are viewing this show, think about it. If you're ever dealing with anything, there's so much healing in writing, and you don't even know it until you start. Because just like Jay, she was like, I am not writing. This is not what I feel. It's not what I want to do. But as soon as she started, she couldn't stop. It was like she just wanted to write all the time because it brought such a peace and such a healing, a part of the healing process. Doesn't mean you're going to be all the way healed instantly, but it helps in that healing process. So anytime you're going through anything in life, a little bit sad, a little bit depressed, maybe you lost your job, maybe you broke up with someone, just try writing, journaling, or whatever, and then see how that affects you. If it makes you feel better, then do it some more. We want you to be happy. We want you to have a joyous life on this earth as best that you can. And to me, just like with Jay and a lot of authors, you'll find that writing is such a great expression when you need that healing. Some people just write for pleasure, and that's cool too, because we do that as well. I wrote a series of children's books with my daughters, and those books really are to help kids too. But really, when I'm telling my story, it is such a healing process too for me as well. And like Jay, when I started writing one of my books, I was like, I just felt like God was saying write too, but I was like, I'm just sad right now. I don't want to write. So then I said, well, I'm just going to write all my sad thoughts I'm having right now. And I'm thinking I'm just writing, not writing in my book. But then I was like, I heard a word that said, this is going to be in your book. I'm like, oh my God, That's not the stuff you want people to know that you think or feel when you're having a sad moment. But the blessed thing you're going to get when you read her book, 6 Minutes of Freedom, is the fact that it was written from the heart. It was written with tears. When I say you pick this book up and you read it, you're going to be blessed. And the other thing is you're keeping her daughter's memory alive. And do you know that beautiful young lady is smiling in heaven saying, thank you, mommy, because my book can bless other people and help them. And so that is it's just a selfless act that you did twice. One in jumping out of that plane for your daughter, and two in penning the book that you wrote, Jay. So I'm so proud of you. I'm always so proud of you. And the things that I see, the more and more I learn about you, I'm just impressed with you, young lady, who looks like 22 and a grandma. And now let me ask you, how would you encourage up and coming authors?
Well, I would encourage them to basically dig deep.
Okay.
Because we all have something inside of us that we can bless someone else with.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you don't necessarily have to go through losing your child to write or be a victim of rape or molestation, you don't have to do that. You can just write from where you are in your life, because we all go through struggles. We all have, issues in life, and life does happen, so I would definitely say dig deep, look at who you are as a person. Find if that is a passion for you. And if it is a passion for you, definitely go for it, and even if it's not a passion, it could become a passion. People say, yeah, people say leaders are born, but they can be, you can become a leader. You don't have to be born a leader. Leaders can be made. They can be made. So, so definitely, I would just say dig deep. Ask for guidance. Ask God to guide you. And if you're not, if you don't have that, because everybody, we just have to be honest and real. Everybody doesn't believe in God. That doesn't make them bad people. That doesn't make them anything. Whatever your higher power is, or whatever your higher self is, or whoever you Buddha, whomever, and I respect that, but whomever it is, whether it's yourself or a higher power, just basically, ask for guidance, because I feel like all of us need guidance, some type of guidance, mentor, something, so my guidance was my daughter, my cousin. My cousin, she started it, my daughter ended it.
True. They were a team. They teamed up on you. That was a good team up. Well, let me tell you guys, as I was saying, Jae Honey is also going to be one of our featured authors, and she is going to be featured in the 2021 Impact and Influence Authors Conference. I put some information down there for you guys to look at. It is March 26th through the 28th. I'm talking too quickly. And it's going to be in Georgia, but we've got people coming from across the country. Jay is one of those people coming from across the country to be a part of this. And not only our authors, but we also have guests coming from across the country. This is definitely going to be an event that we are very social distancing conscious. We are also following all the CDC rules on how to do a safe event. We're actually pride ourselves on setting the standard for the new way to do events at the most safest way that we can in what's going on in this world right now. We only have a limited number of people that we're allowing to be a part of this, but guess what? It's a free event. You can come out free and be a part of this. You're going to meet 14 amazing featured authors, and of course, Jay is one of them, and you'll be able to get her book there and let her sign it for you. I mean, how amazing is that? I want to get her to sign my book, my copy, okay? So I'm going to be the first one in the line, okay? But you can get that book, get it signed. You can meet some other great authors. It's a wonderful weekend of fun things to do. It's a weekend-long event from Friday to Sunday night. and it's so much fun right in Duluth, Georgia, at the beautiful Embassy Suites Hotel. Now, I want you guys to go here. You can find out all the information about the conference and make your reservations. Make sure you RSVP on our website. Now, again, it is free, but we always have to have something for those people who like to feel a little bit more special, and that is our VIP package as well. You can be a VIP at the event. That's going to give you VIP seating. It's going to give you a lot of fun gifts. It's going to give you access to some of the things that our free guest is not going to experience, but the free guests are going to have a wonderful time too. But if you want that extra attention, go ahead and sign up as a VIP on the website. The website is right there going across. And when you sign up, make sure you put VIP. Guess what? It's only $50, and that's for the whole weekend. All 3 days of fun, okay? And get a hotel room right there with us in the embassy so you can come right down and enjoy all the festivities. There is a list on the author conference page where you'll see all the things that's going to be going on each day. We have an evening with the literary stars, and that is with Jay and the 13 other authors that are featured. And you'll have a chance to mingle with them and dine with them and listen to our keynote speaker that's going to bring an amazing message too. We've got aspiring authors workshops. You definitely want to be a part of that if you're an author out there and you want to learn as much as you can. And during that workshop, you'll be able to ask questions of our authors panel. And we have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful 2021 Author of the Year award ceremony, and this is a beautiful formal affair. A black tie is going to be so much fun, and we're going to choose the first, second, and third place winners of the Impact and Influence Authors Conference or Author of the Year, and that's going to go to 3 wonderful authors of our featured authors. Plenty of vendors there. We actually have a couple of more vendor spots too if you're interested in being a vendor. They are filling up quickly, so please make sure you message me or call us 678-888-5599, and you can let me know that you want a vendor spot, or go online and go ahead and VIP or sign up as a vendor online too. You can do that there as well. So Jay, how are you feeling about being a part of this conference as a featured author?
I am truly, truly excited. Like I don't even know what to say. The only thing, like, I am so blessed to have this opportunity to show my face in the place,
Yes. There's so many people waiting for you. I think one of the things that I love about being an author and an international author is that when I go places or when I'm speaking somewhere, I am always surprised that people really look up information about you, and they look up information about your book, and they wait for you. I have come places and people are like, when you could hug people, can I give you a hug? I'm so happy to meet you, and I can't wait to read your book and get you to sign my book. So it's going to be so much fun. We have a step and repeat. We got all the fun stuff, guys. It is going to be beautiful, a wonderful weekend. We even have ministry. For those who may want a little bit of ministry, we're going to be doing that on Sunday afternoon, and you can be a part of that. But so many different things you can do and you can be a part of. So make sure you go to our website and check out all the information about the conference. There's that website for you again. Now, we're going to be wrapping up in a minute, but I just wanted to talk with Jay and ask you, are there any more books in your future? Are you looking at writing? Are you writing already, or are you looking at writing something in the near future or later on, or what?
My friend said, I was telling her, we were talking about the book, and I was praying. She was actually praying for me one day, and she said, I see 2 books in the making. Okay. I'm like, and so I started to write, and the first title that I came up with was Pretty in Pain.
Wow.
So I'm thinking that's going to be my title.
I love that title because it makes you curious. Like, wait a minute, what does she mean by that?
Right.
And guys, that's a very important point that she makes right there, because sometimes it's the title that gets you, sparks the interest in you, and then you have to pick up that book and turn it over and see what it's about. Like, okay, let me get this and read that. So you got some good titles in there because I even love this title here, Minutes of Freedom.
Thank
So
you.
what is that book going to be about? You going to give us a little sneak preview?
Yes, I'll give you just a little bit.
Okay.
It's actually gonna be about me surviving rape, molestation, abuse.
Okay.
So basically pretty much a lot that I have been through in my life. So yes, it's gonna tie all of that in, and you guys, I hope that you guys get that book, because that book is gonna be more about me,
Okay.
and the things that I've been through and how I've come out the way that I am. And
Awesome.
so that's what that book is going to definitely be about.
Well, I say awesome because I'm glad that you're writing this type of book, because as a running a nonprofit Hums that I do, I hear a lot. My nonprofit is to help those who've been through dating violence, domestic violence, or violent act, or they've been through sexual assault or molestation, or and all the craziness there. And I hear a lot of people who tell me that this happened to them when they were a kid, or that happened to them when they were a child, and they carry that with them, and it causes you to have mental health issues. Guys, it doesn't mean that you're crazy. It doesn't mean anything like that. It just means you're dealing with something because you held it inside. So when you get people who are like Jae Honey here, who is willing to share her story, to say, this happened to me as a child, and this was the results of that happening to me. It caused me issues. But guess what? Now I've learned how to overcome those issues, and I'm able to write and help the next person that may have went through that. Because sadly, those numbers are very, very high of people who experience things like that from a child to an adult, even when it comes to the rape. So it is very, very important. Again, we're talking about authors who write to impact and influence lives for positive change. And Jay is one of them. And I look forward to that next book coming out. I think it's going to be out next year. I really do. You will be presenting 2 books next year, and I'm excited. Then you can work on a 3rd one. But we'll just go with this one for now, though, these 2. But I'm so excited. And guys, let me tell you something. If you want to be a part of an organization that Jay and I are a part of, which is the Impact and Influence Authors Association, it's a membership of people like you that are looking at this video, people who love to read, people who love to be involved with the arts. It's for new authors, for aspiring authors, for seasoned authors, for writers, playwrights, poets, whoever. If you have a love for writing, or you just want to support and be a member of a wonderful group of people who are doing things to impact and influence lives, then join us. It's very, very, the information, I'll say this, the information is at that same website that you see going across. Look for the I Author Association. I couldn't put Impact and Influence Authors Association this long in that little space, so I had to do I, okay? But look for that page, and there's information on there. There's a lot of great things that you can do, and a lot of great discounts and specials you'll get, like off publishing, off other events that we do, off things that we sell when we're at events. You get discounts and all kind of fun things. And you get to be part of a network of people that's doing positive things in our world. How awesome is that? Because here's the thing, there's too much going on in this world right now, too much negativity. Let's come together and do something positive. You guys agree? And we do have a couple of chats. Let me comments in our chats. Let's see what's going on over there. All righty. So we have a comment from here, and this is from Patrick and Carisha, I hope I got that right. And they said true, yes, about the title and everything too. So yes, I agree. I love her title, and I love this title, and of course the book to come. And then Amber Latrice said, so excited, I can't wait. Look, girl, you got people waiting on you on your writing. It is your calling. You're going to have to take that cousin out to dinner and tell her thank you.
Oh, you already know. I already have.
Wow, that is so awesome. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to meeting her too. Is she coming down to the conference?
I don't know. I have to see what her schedule is because she just
Yeah.
started a new job. So
Oh,
I definitely have to see what her schedule is. And
yeah.
she's my rock. She's definitely
Yes.
my rock. Asia, I love you.
Aw. Asia, look, I hope you come. Tell the people you sick. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I want you to lose your job. But I hope you'll be able to come because we love to have you here. And I want to say to you, Jay, keep doing the great work. I'm excited for you and for all that God has for you. And guys, you hear us talking about positivity and you hear us speak about God because we are believers. But here's the thing, like Jay said, we embrace everybody. God is a God of love. So we're gonna show you love, but it doesn't mean that you have to be at that same place we are in our faith or in our walk or in your Christianity or whatever religion you are. Like she said, we want to come together and just make a difference. We're a family of people here on this earth. So let's just work together. You guys agree? Yeah, I thought so. Thanks. I appreciate that. Now, listen, I also want you to share this video, this show with some of your people on your page because Jay has an amazing book and we want to let as many people know about it as we can. If you want to be featured as one of our authors on the Impact and Influence Author Show, make sure you message me, reach out to me some type of way and let me know that you want to come on the show and I'll tell you all the details how you can do that. As well as make sure you sign up as a member of the Impact and Influence Authors Association and come on out to the conference. Make sure you visit the website to find out all those wonderful details for that. Like, follow, and subscribe. You guys know how it goes. Please do that for us as well. So want to send my love to you guys. We're about to end the show. Jay, any closing words?
No closing words. Just want to tell everyone thank you for the support, Rhonda, especially you. I'm excited about this conference. I'm excited to meet new people and just learn new things. And I'm just excited. Like I feel like I'm going to the Grammys, girl.
We do it at that level, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
We don't even play around. It's gonna be so much fun, so much fun. Guys, make sure you're there so you can join in the fun. And then we're gonna do an aftermath from the event to just talk about how much fun we had. That's gonna be a show to look forward to too, guys. All right. Listen, I do this show Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, usually at around 7 o'clock. Sometimes I'm just a little bit late, but I try to be on time. I really do. But sometimes you have technical issues that you can't even avoid. But that's okay because I'm going to be on. So you guys keep checking and seeing when it's on. But honestly, my goal is because I am a prompt person. I do like doing things on time. So I promise you, we're going to try to start at 7. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guess what? On Tuesday and Thursday, be sure to check out Real Talk with Rhonda Knight. And that's on Tuesday and Thursday, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch us here on Facebook, on our Facebook page, on our live streams, or you can check us out on YouTube and Twitter, and of course on my Instagram page. But hey, you know how it goes. All right, love you people. Mwah. See you at the next show. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Jay.
Bye.